Okay, here's a video of my Stampede 4x4. Got the Proline Raptor body. First body I ever painted. Turned out alright. Just went gunmetal on black. Figured I'd keep it fairly aggressive. There's a few decals here. Thing's been bashed a lot. Had it for a couple months now. Body posts can't even pin it really. Shoe glued and fiberglass with drywall fiberglass tape, whatever. The whole inside when I first did it. The rest of the body is pretty good, it's just around the rear here. It's all cracked up, paint's pulling away. Just gonna fix it up, layer some shoe glue, ream a new hole, probably put some Lexan, ream the hole. Just keep on going. Probably buy a new one, Proline Bulldog truggy body, get a wing, do a truggy vert fairly soon. I got the JConcepts lowering posts, RPM body mount in the rear. They don't make one for the front on the Stampede, but when I get the truggy body I'll just take this off, put the post right on there, and probably put some on the side. I'm waiting on MIP 17mm adapters. They should be here tomorrow or this week for sure. Proline Power Stroke shocks, front and rear, with 40 weight in all of them. Don't have much preload. I like it to absorb. Handles a bit more like a truggy, which is what I'm aiming for. MIP CVDs, front and rear. Sway bars, front and rear. Took off the wheelie bar. Got RPM A-arms, front and rear. SC401 SC8 Hobbywing Waterproof ESC with an SC401 V2 Tenshock motor. 3400 kV. King Headz motor mount. STRC Aluminium Heatsink motor plate. I also have gunmetal STRC Bellcrank servosaver, adjustable servosaver. Broke that a couple times while bashing, bad jumps. Slipper clutch, we got the Revo spec slipper clutch, aluminum pads with the Traxxas aluminum bearing spacer, which is a great upgrade. Clear gear case cover, so I can see when something goes on in there. Just for upgrades, that's pretty much it. Raptor electrical tape around the drive shaft to keep dust out, dirt. Had heat shrink over it, but that tore off because the arm rubs on it. I gotta recenter the servo, just limits or whatever. Traxxas Aluminium Caster block steering knuckles. Had them in the rear, but on the weekend bearing blew, both bearings blew. And it really messed up. They won't sit flat in there anymore. I can Dremel it out, but I think there'll be too much wheel wobble because this one actually flattened it quite a bit. To get this to fit now, I have to Dremel off the post, one post there. There's a post there for the ESC, took that off, and then how this chassis goes down and beveled, you gotta do that on this end as well because the Tenshock fits a bit further. And then down here, you want to Dremel that out as well, but you don't have to go so much with the Tenshock that you expose the drive shaft through the cover. You can just go flush with it, and it fits pretty nicely. Obviously I dye my chassis black, I gotta re-dye it. I'm gonna do my friends, and when I do his, I'm just gonna re-dip mine. Fix that up. My SC8, I made a plexiglass pad, put Velcro on it, and shoe glued it down into the chassis. Got a pack of screws and just screwed the servo in, 4 screws, instead of having one go through the ESC into the servo. Dremelled off one of the mounting plate arms, but not so much, that way this rests right on the servo screws, flat. Kind of there. And then up here I had to Dremel out the thing here, I could have just dremelled this off, but see how it goes up here? I wanted, it came in the way of it sitting flat. So you take that out, and I mounted the switch to the ESC, so if I have to take out the motor to work on, I don't have the ESC's power switch stuck to the chassis. So yeah, King Headz motor mount, bigger bearing, well, great upgrade. Desperados, I've managed to strip off literally about 4 of 6. I have 6 of them, and I stripped off 4. These ones were glued on the front, and one of my rears just went, so I said whatever. I got some RPM revolvers, 3.2. I've been working on that past couple days, still gotta file them down, finish them off, but it's tedious, but well worth the effort. You gotta be very careful. I'm gonna keep it fairly straight. This, and then Gorilla tape inside the tire, so now it won't balloon. It's much more firm, and that'll be awesome. For the bead, cut the bead out of the trencher. Now these were used rims. I always recommend using new ones, new tires I mean. I still gotta clean off the glue and clean them up. The Traxxas beads are right here. This is what I cut off. On the new rim, this becomes the bead pretty much from the wording down to this lip, the bigger bead. Over here I have one just ready to be glued. Yeah. That's what it'll look like. It looks pretty low profile. The words go pretty much right up to the edge of the rim. Looks good. And if you look, if you can see here. See how they won't focus. You can see the bead goes right up to there and then just lays over flat. Nice. If you keep that extra on, it's going to be over that seal and make it harder to fit on, and it makes the tire a little oblong. This way it keeps it nice in its regular shape instead of being a bit bowed out. So that's what I'm working on. I wait for my adapters, and then my truck should be bulletproof, other than the diffs, which front diff, I got 50K diff lock silicone oil. Rear diff, I have 120K. It's pretty much perfect for me. And the diffs, I keep, spider gears keep jumping and stripping out the diff cup. I was going to get an aluminum diff cup, but steel spider gears would probably rim out the diff cup as they did to this. So the X-01 supercar, the E-Max and the Revo actually have diffs that have a brace inside that hold the spider gears, an I-beam of sorts. I ordered 2 X-01 fully built diffs, and they're going to just drop right in. And then down the road I'm going to do the aluminum diff cup, and that should make them bulletproof. They shouldn't jump around, shouldn't strip them. Other than that, I think that pretty much covers it. For the sway bars, you had to buy ball ends because your shock guards have this, oh shit, have this spacer in it, and the sway bars have like a ball with a screw that screws right into the A-arm. You pop that out and you pop in like one of these at the here. You pop one of those into there, and then fits in. Probably can't see, but then it lets you screw in through the shock guard into the sway bar, into the A-arm. And that's about it. Actually, I don't know if you can see here. My MIPs, the grub nut's always backed out. So I actually found HPI for the Savage has 2mm pin, screw pin, so it screws in on this side and the pin actually goes all the way through to the end, and you can see it there. And that holds it in tight, kind of like it was factory. They've never lost one yet, never backed out, with some red Loctite, they're good. So I recommend that if you get MIP CVDs, because it's quite the headache when they keep spinning off. even when you red Loctite it, clean off the screw first, clean off the hole on the shafts with brake clean or whatever. Put some Loctite on there and put them on with the power, they always back out. So good upgrade. And then also, just to go over, I put this is a high temp disc brake wheel bearing grease. It's actually marine grease for boats and stuff. It's lithium based, high temperature or whatever. See, it says here for marine use, performs in temperatures from -30 to 325, highly water insoluble and washout resistant. Coat your bearings in that, and CVDs, tranny, transmission, any moving part really, and then it'll waterproof your bearings and everything, so you don't have to worry about rust. I don't have stainless screws, so obviously you still have the issue with that. But yeah, it's my Stampede. Hope you enjoy, like the video if you do. If you don't, leave a comment below if you want me to make more. Hopefully I can get a running video once I get these wheels on and show you how this motor performs. Right? Have a good one. Bye.